Boom.
Hey, what's with collar action here? Channeling me like me inner Eric Cantona or something. We don't want that, do we? Gone are them days. No, you don't. Shout out to my, I don't know how to say Loskos or Luskus. Shout out to my dude that I met at the Chelsea game. Well, I met loads of cool people at the Chelsea game, and he gave me that. So shout out to my dude. Hoping to bump into him again. He lives, I'm going to look up where it is. Where is... yeah, maybe it's not. It's the fan group or something, maybe. Maybe that's not where they're from. I was listening, but... Leeds United supporter group in Scandinavia, one of the largest and most dedicated international fan groups of Leeds United, boasting nearly 10,000 official members across Norway, Sweden and Denmark, established decades ago. So there you go, brother. I'm an honorary member of it, and you know it. And you know it. But you know what we're here for? It's that time again. Get that badger. In and on and over here. We had to move back to get his greatness. And shout out to Ayo. Get up, our kid. For the thunderclapper. Let's get these lights sorted up in this bitch. Bish. Just give it that. It just gives it that extra little bit of pizzazz, doesn't it? Bit of puang, bit of pujang. Yes, indeed. What we're worried about here, boys. Fucking hell. I've got this unshakable cough back, by the way. She's fucking horrible. Be all over it, shop, mate. You know it. Smash a like for us, guys. What a day you had in that London place, Jack, and you know it. The beer is chill. Gates up. Straight out of freezer for me, Luke. The only way it needs to be. Nope, ain't nobody down round here. We're not messing about here, are we? I want to loosely watch the Brentford Arsenal game, but what's it? I was hoping it'd be on Sky, but is it not? So, you know what that means, don't you? I'm going to loosely watch that, but... TNT Sports, you see. Motherfuckers. Motherfuckers acting shady. Yeah, TNT, Brett, innit? Yeah. Super sub, here we go. Let's get this party started. Super subs. Which 11? Super subs. There's an Aaronson interview that I've just seen pop up, but I haven't watched it yet. I want to watch that. Left-footed Wizards. Left foot only. Left foot only Wizards. And then what we got here? The Mavericks. Apologies for the sniffles and the frequent coughs. Yeah, it comes across really well, doesn't he, BMG? I've watched about 15 seconds of it, but I just mean like in previous interviews that he's had. It was 6 minutes long and it popped up just as I got in then. I thought, running upstairs. And I thought it'd be worth a watch. But they are pushing him a little bit more, aren't they? I think they're probably still on this American hype, aren't they? Trying to get out to the world of America, really. That will be their ultimate goal, won't it, really? I definitely am pumping for Brentford. Absolutely. They've obviously closed the gap, haven't they? I mean, Brentford are flying high as well. Brentford are 7th in the league. It's a madness, really. They're only 5 points off 4th themselves, which obviously they're not going to achieve. But Brentford will go down next year as well. Or they'll be very similar to Forest. How mental is what's happening at Forest, guys? How mental is that? 4 managers in one season. I mean, to be fair, I think Sean Dyche, you know, if you got to go, you got to go. And he had to go, didn't he? Try to find a stream here for it. I want to watch footy. WeBuyAnyCard.com. WeBuyAnyCard.com. Any. WeBuyAnyCard.com. Oh, it's going to do me fucking head in. I can't be arsed. Just have to watch highlights as they pop up. You need to get one of them magic sticks, Jack. I know. I've got Fire Stick downstairs, but... It's gone round Twitter, that, to be fair, Luke, hasn't it? It's when... is it Palmer that goes down? He goes down... It literally gets absolutely nowhere near him. It goes down well easy. It's doing rounds in Twitter. Aaronson is a great lad and like several even left well. He was brilliant again. Other day, he puts a proper shift in, doesn't he? Even Metcha were mentioning him at end of game. Not even Metcha, but I just mean, that they're all even mentioning him, aren't they? They know his worth in the side. Aaronson is a bit like Farker in a sense that he didn't seem depressed when he was shit, and he's quite humble now that he's ace. That is also a perfect observation, BMG. I agree, big man. It's not been too high, not been too low, isn't it, this style of stuff? Jack, are you worried about Forest and Spurs now? Not even remotely, Brett, no. I mean, Forest are going with that gadget that nearly sent Wolves down, aren't they? And I know they lost a few players last year and stuff, and everybody said he was ready to be the Messiah. But, as much as I actually think, Dyche has got to go, and like Marinakis has probably got, all he cares about is keeping him in Premier League, and there is something in that, isn't there? Like, who gives a shit about everything else if you just want to stay up? But I don't think the fortune's going to change much just because he's gone out the door. However, that being said, I do think Dyche's way of football does not suit the players currently at Notts Forest even remotely. So, they do play like forward-thinking football, don't they? Or fast football over the past couple of years. But that being said, this DNA thing that gets blasted round the English football in particular, there's a certain DNA to teams. I don't think Forest have been at it long enough to have a DNA, so if you catch my drift. Jack, we need a poll to settle the argument from the other night. Which is better, English mustard, French mustard, or horseradish? Thank you. We never got to the American mustard, though. Until we open it up for American mustard, we can't talk serious here. Brentford manager proved us all wrong. I know, that's why they'll go down next year, though. Because it just will not continue. And he'll be shit next year. I do believe it's worth saying how our club's been run as well in comparison to Forest and in comparison to Tottenham even, and in comparison to Wolves and West Ham, and not so much Burnley because they were sort of doomed second they came up. I know they spent a bit of money in that, but all three of us were meant to struggle, and obviously Sunderland have done really well. We're doing really well now. I would say we're on the verge of doing really well. We're now 15th, aren't we? So, and we've been long periods of time. We've been solid, unbeaten. Lost 10 games in 26. When you imagine Tottenham have lost 11. Forest have lost 13, West Ham 14, Burnley 16, Wolves 19. I mean, Wolves must be... I can't remember what the record is. Is it Derby that hold the record for worst team in the league? Like, ever. But they can't be a million miles off. Although I do think they'll beat that. 'Cause did Derby get like 12 points or something? Which is so bad, isn't it? So bad. Maybe they can if Burnley keep on this resurgence. MVG. Yes, Richard Todd, what's good? Straight in there. The mustard, mate. Absolute mustard. I want Forest down, but can agree with Spurs also. Yeah, I would take Spurs to go down over Forest. Just because I think it'll be so much funnier. But I do think West Ham 6 points to Tottenham is two too many, really. You know. To be fair, they're only 5 points from Tottenham, aren't 6 points from us. But 5 is a long way, innit? A long way home. And I still don't think, I know West Ham have been decent of late, but I don't think they've turned a corner, obviously, in terms of form, but I think they'll go again. I think we'll have another wobble, to be honest. So no need to brag, Joe. Joe knows it. What a glorious miss by Palmer. Mental. Down other end at pitch, so I couldn't really see it. And then I saw it on bus. I was watching highlights, so I think it was going around Twitter, and I was like, oh my God. I was like shouting to my mates on bus, like, have you seen this? Like, we've seen his miss. Because as far as I was concerned, it was just a bit of a blur, and it was all just going. I just thought, because I didn't think we were going to hang on, really. Even when we went to 2-2, I thought it's going to be really hard to hang on here, isn't it? And sure enough, we did. And the journey home was still hellacious, but it was far better. I'm still tired from it now, to be honest. I had to go to work today early morning. I took yesterday off, but I didn't get in till about 3:30. And then I was just trudging around yesterday, just trying to get going a little bit. So I'm absolutely knackered, to be honest, boys. But yes, Mr. Whitesnake, I'm not here, not liking, not subscribing, and definitely not commenting. I am making a couple of bacon butties. Get up. Are you a brown sauce? Are you... Surely there's no mustard. There's no mustard debate on a bacon butty, but who knows at this point. Yes, indeed. You know it, mate, for them polls in. It won't let you upload a link, I don't think, 78 RPM. I'm just going to leave it on it background, just watch commentary. I can't be arsed trying to find a feed. Just gets in way at Thunderclap, doesn't it? Yes, Arse Ripper, what's good, man? How are you? Crazy how good these last two have been for us. We stole a draw. West Ham dropped 2 points. Palace blew a 2-goal lead. 2 managers sacked. Forest drew with Wolves. Brighton lost. What else? Been literally, like you say, a BMG. Unbelievable. Couldn't have gone much better for us this week, really. You know, I know we're still only 6 points away from West Ham. But I do, you know, we are 2 wins in last 5. 2 draws in last 5. 1 loss in last 5. All I ever look at is the last 5 on that Premier League table. Sorry. Don't even go further back, mate, 'cause there's no need. Just as long as there's not much red in them last 5s, then you're laughing. That's why West Ham looks alright. They've only got 1 red in there. Burnley 2 red. Wolves 3 red. Brighton 3 red. Palace 3 red. Palace, you know, keep them fuckers down. Keep them stuck in there. You know, big win. Obviously got Birmingham at weekend, which I'm off to that game also. I think he'll switch it up quite significantly, really. But I do think he'll still take that competition serious. I don't think we'll be going there to lose. But yeah, a win, you know, take us above Crystal Palace. Again, providing results go your way. But it's mental how quickly it can turn, boys. American mustard is 2 an option. How are we getting on with that poll? We'll wait till it gets to 20 votes. It's on left-footed wizards only at the moment. 39%. Super subs in second. The Mavericks in third. Couple more votes on that, and then we'll get it going on BMG, my guy. Horseradish is not a mustard. They are incomparable. They serve different purposes. 78 RPM will not have it argued. He's not fucking about, and I don't blame him. How's it going, Arse Ripper? Not seen you for a while, big man. It's good to see you. Luke, imagine Spurs West Ham go down to have those massive stadiums in the Championship. It's a madness, isn't it? Spurs is, you know, well, you know, West Ham's as well, but Spurs is like, you know, that's all that's ever been spoke about with Spurs, isn't it? Obviously, West Ham have sort of inherited theirs, haven't they, somewhat? Wasn't it one purpose built, where that's the Olympic one, isn't it? Whereas, you know, Spurs have gone hell for leather with that stadium, haven't they? You know, all tours of it and lot, and it's like Championship bound, gates up. American mustard will get 0% anyway, so don't matter. I agree, I don't even like it myself, particularly Joe Depp. It's just got to be in there. And there's a long-standing joke with my mates about American mustard, but it's not funny, and It's not even that long standing. Oh no, it's long standing, but probably only one of my mates left. I mean, they're all still alive, but one of my mates left that even still says the American mustard joke. So it's not even a joke. Well, it is a joke. It doesn't matter, does it? You know what I mean? Oh no, let's oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh no, you never. A ding ding never. Oh, sorry to hear that, ass ripper. Oh fuck. Up. Sorry to hear that indeed. Yes, MVG. Second that. I think we'll be at a poach better than Archie Gray. Although, to be fair, I think Tottenham's side's abysmal, really. It's a bit frustrating with our result against them, because we was all right against them, weren't we? And they've been that bad, but it's just, you know, be interesting to see where they go, really, because Thomas Frank's one of the ones that I would rate, really. You know, he's one of the ones that I would have taken in at the club, so it's unfortunate as well. Do you think there's like setups go on in clubs? Because, I mean, it's not unfortunate. I couldn't care less. But I just mean there's been a few, again, just on Twitter, like a few little videos of him circulating about like him doing like little bits of team talks. And it's like, it doesn't seem fair. He's on about like, and then all Tottenham fans are saying, oh, he's just saying pump it up top and win your first and second tackles and all this. And it's like, I'm not, you know, I'm sure that's a detail that they all say, that you've got to fill a bit of space, haven't you? And that's still worth saying, isn't it? It's not like, don't need saying. I don't know, I just felt like that, you know, there can be like an agenda a little bit, like who's leaking that out, for instance. Like he already knows he's on way out. I saw Ange Postecoglou today, we all know I can't stand, he does my head in, but, you know, he was speaking pretty openly like he always pretends that he does about Tottenham and that, and you know, he said he knew we were going towards end. But Graham Souness used to say that. I think it was when he were at Liverpool or Newcastle. He says people just stop talking to you the same way. And people, you know, they don't start mentioning the summer transfer window or whatever. Like, you're not involved in any of the processes. So, you know you're on your way out. And that's why he just obviously wanted to win something in Europe. Let's have a look at this poll right quick. Left foot wizards, let's have it. We're on left foot wizards, boys. Get your left footers in. My left foot wizard is... Are we... BMG, just define the details again. Is it... do they have to be not particularly good? Or was it... it's good that quite a few teams are not yet safe, but I'd much rather that 3 teams were fully cut adrift. It's annoying that West Ham have stayed in touch. Yes, indeed, BMG. That's because this is the awful part, isn't it? Because we are, you know, light years away from, you know, Burnley are not on our trajectory, are they? We're 12 points in front of Burnley, which is pretty much what I think. Did Tottenham, what did they stay up on last year at 17? Let me have a look here. They stayed up on 38 and Leicester had 25. So 5, 6, 7, 8. That was 13 points. So we're currently a point adrift from that staying up. Which it might still end up being that way, but West Ham are putting up a bit of a bigger fight, aren't they, than Leicester. So, you know, like you say, even though we're still sort of looking up, I'd sacrifice a couple of wins really for West Ham to be anywhere near Burnley, because they are now done now, aren't they, Burnley, really? Which is good, you know, you want them 2 down. But if Burnley, you know, maybe, I don't know, Burnley can't stay up, but they can still keep pushing for results, can't they? And, you know, pick up a few points in and around. It's also, you've got that benefit where we're watching that game the other night where you just think, well, Burnley can do Crystal Palace. Like, just let them do it. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Keeps Palace near us. Like, the more crabs that you can pull down in the bucket, as they say. Appreciate your ass, Ripper. I can imagine, Arse Ripper. Yes, indeed. I hope everything's as well as it can be, big man. Clears my throat and tells you I told you so. If went for it, we'd get a point off Chelsea, and without giving a score prediction, I did predict the score. Smug as fuck. Get up, AO. Well, we went for it to some extent, didn't we? Brown. It's only worth 3 points, though, isn't it? Oh, Julian Airy. Sometimes it's not bad to want Scum to score bonus, me and that. Yes, indeed. Julian Airy and Mr. War Piglet, because thank you, by the way. Of course. Sometimes I still didn't want Man United to win, but there is a, you know, they didn't win, did they? They drew. So you take it. Thank you, Julian Airy. Shout out to Mr. War Piglet as well. Appreciate you both. BMG, I was fully convinced that 1, we'd not score. 2, Metcha would miss. 3, we'd not equalise. 4, it would be disallowed. 5, they'd get a winner. And I'm happy that I was wrong in all cases. That is honestly, literally what I was going through, BMG. So in the stand, I thought, I'm not filming this. Obviously, I did a little like shit vlog of my day in general, but I thought I can't film stuff while I'm watching football like live. I just can't. I cannot do it. I don't know. It's not for me. It's too vain. I can't do it. It's like I just want to watch the game, like experience it to the best of my ability. But I was convinced that we won't score. Half time, it were all kicking off in like in the stadium where the bars are and that. So I think everybody else was sort of anticipating that it's home time type of thing. And then, you know, we get the pen and that, and it's, I mean, brilliantly taken from Metcha, but I knew, I knew it wasn't going to get given with Bogle, but I didn't think it was going to be, even with my eyes, I thought this won't be given. Convinced it'd be disallowed. To be fair, I couldn't believe it. I still can't really believe it. I think it was all a bit of a blur, the journey in general, but I still can't believe we got the job done, really. It's a brilliant point to be undefeated to Chelsea this year and to have, truth be told, absolutely dicked him at our gaff is hell of a feat, isn't it? If we'd have taken that start season, if you'd have said, you know, you're going to get thumped to Arsenal a couple of times, but you'll get 4 points off Chelsea. So, off at 2 of the alleged Arsenal are legitimately one of the best clubs in the country, if not in Europe at the moment. I don't know why people say if not in Europe. 'Cause, is there many better teams in world football? I think can we confirm that like European football is probably the best version of football, like the most competitive. And if you're the best team in Europe, you're probably the best team in the world. I never understand why everybody goes, oh no, certainly in Europe. It's like, I know it's because nobody knows about worldwide football, even though, you know, the Voldemorts at World of Pretend they do. Whenever we're going to sign somebody from middle of nowhere, and they all go like, yep, I've Googled this fella and I know all sorts about him. So, yeah, you know, you've taken 4 points out of a possible 12 off 2 of the top teams in England. Then who else have we done? We've done Liverpool twice, haven't we? 2 draws. I mean, granted, when you start doing this, the points also sum up, so that's then 18 possible points, innit? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. And you've only taken 6. So, you know, it's done. But that's what I mean. I'm including the horrendous results from Arsenal. So, been a chance at Brentford Arsenal. That's all I can tell you because I'm watching highlights as it goes. Chance falls to. It's still not told me yet. It just says chance. But that obviously means no goal. It's relatively pointless. Chance was for Brentford. They're testing Arsenal. In from the cross from the right, which picks up a nick before being hastily hooked away. Interesting stuff. If you want to tweet me a feed, I'll whack it in. After that away draw, we can confidently go into a Villa game and realistically expect a draw result. I agree. Yeah, I think we are. Again, if you actually remember, do you remember when we went through other night? because we had Forest to beat Wolves. They didn't. We had West Ham not to get beat, by Man United. They didn't. So, it like flip reverses, really, doesn't it? But we actually picked a point. We said we could get a point. We all voted on it. And we picked a point against Chelsea, and we've done it. And we've actually got no points against Villa. And then we reckon we can get some at Man City. That was the poll. So, we're in the positive. Well, not in the positive. We're equal at the moment. But anything we get against Villa we are in the positive. So then it don't matter about Man City then for me. Then it's the big games against Big Brett when friends become enemies. Shout out to Arse Ripper. I've been saying that Palace are in trouble. They are, and if they hadn't beaten Brighton, they really would be. Yeah, people don't like me saying it for some reason, but they are the type of team that will go down eventually as well, aren't they? They've been well run for however long. They can be as confirmed as you want in the Premier League, but again, much like for every team, much like it's going to be like for us for the next 4 years, you have to be able to manage your expectation, don't you, in this league now? Because unless you're the big ballers, you're there for 10 years and you're constantly putting money in. Crystal Palace are riding a bit of a crest. They're riding a bit of a wave, aren't they, at the moment? It's not quite like Newcastle, who will now, I reckon, always be all right in the Premier League. Brentford will eventually come under hard times. Crystal Palace will. West Ham will. They've got rid of Moyes and now they're fucked out. They look shit and they've still got some decent players. You really do have to manage your... Brighton will eventually go down. It'll just crumble on in 1 year or over 2 years. It just depends as well, I suppose, how good, how much better the top teams keep becoming, because it's getting further and further away from being a competitive league, isn't it? Aston Villa being in third, this is no disrespect to Aston Villa, but they've won 15 games, which is obviously no joke. But, from years gone by, the top two teams have won, in 23-24, they've won 28 games out of 38, which is remarkable. Liverpool last year, 25 games, Arsenal only 20. So we're dropping off a little bit towards the top. But then from that, it's a little mini league, isn't it? If you said Man United were top because they're 12 points behind Arsenal, which is a hell of a long way in it, and then only to be in fourth when you're 12 points off top. I know it's probably been like this for a long time, to be fair, but then all the way down to us is 15 points. We're 15th in the league, so Champions League spot is 15 points off. Maybe it's within our reach, do you know what I mean? I'm actually glad it's FA Cup weekend this week. Nice to get a break from the Premier League, really intense this season. I actually agree, Brett, for the very first time. So we've had international breaks. I didn't want them. I wanted us to get straight back into games and stuff. Whereas I think we've become a little bit accustomed to it. That's why I don't want to lose against Birmingham on Sunday, because I think our momentum is going so well and we don't feel like we can get beat. And we went 1-0 down to Derby and then pulled it back and beat them and stuff. And I do think that's good for us. I don't normally want a break, but because we took the thump into Arsenal and we've bounced back so well against Chelsea and stuff, obviously battered Forest, it's, we're in a good spot to have not a break, but, and the games have been quite thick and fast, haven't they? So, you do want that level of rest as well, really. Oh, fucking hell, Arse Ripper. Shout out to Arse Ripper. Awful, mate. Hope you're alright, big man. Or best you can be. 78 RPM strikes again. Appreciate you, big man. As you well know, we've got the goal bonuses in. You're a legend, mate. As you well know. Metcha and Okafor steal a draw goal bonuses. Okafor must have couldn't believe that had landed in his lap, surely. He must have been like... And he still does the big timer celebration. That's kind of what I like about him, though. He's a big time player, isn't he? Whether or not his performances are coming to fruition that he's a big time player, if you know what I mean. But I think he believes himself to be, and I think he has the ability to be. To be fair, I just think he's got a. Also, let's be slightly fair as well. Like, not that because we're not struggling in games, we're really competitive, as I say every single day. This word competitive, but it's maybe going to take him a little bit of time to really sort of express himself within the system, get used to England. He's a big guy as well. That's kind of my frustration with him at times. I feel like he can put himself about a little bit more and just be a bit more nasty and a bit more awful, really. But in terms of being on the ball, I know he can frustrate, but he does always get at his wing back. He doesn't shirk the responsibility of it, even if he fucks it up or loses it or whatever. That comes with the territory. And if he does get on a bit of a rich vein of form, I think Farker does back him. Okafor spoke really well of Farker. So, they've obviously got a good relationship. And he's not playing every minute. So it's not like he's just backing him. He's not just saying nice things about Farker because he's backing him. I think he knows he has his backing, but he has to be patient within the squad and not take the piss out of people like Aaronson and not just assume that you have to be starting every game. Dan James is coming back and stuff, so he knows his role in the squad. So horseradish is like mustard insofar as it's a pungent condiment. Depends how specific we want to be. Pungent, get up, BMG. What a word, mate. My grandson has been on the roof at Spurs ground. Has he genuinely? I couldn't do it, me. When they walk round the thing. What is it? What is it? At Tottenham's. What bird is that? A cockerel. Is it a cockerel? A fucking rooster. I thought it were a bit better than that. I didn't realise that were a cockerel. Why is it a cockerel? Why is it a rooster? Fucking cockerel. Yes, Mingy. Greetings, Ollie. Nah. He's been lurking. You know it. Ming on the lurking lessons. Nobody's safe. Agreed, MVG. Give some Arse Ripper some love. Jack, on last night's vlog, you mentioned taxi ride home from Leeds City Centre. I got the impression it didn't go to plan. Would you like to elaborate? No, the taxi home were fine for everybody else. There were 4 of us coming back to Woodlesford. And but I just felt it. I did a long day's travel. I was hungover from the night before. And then I was hungover all the way down. Then I got really tipsy and a bit drunk at the game, which was fine. And then obviously on the way back, you're sort of winding down out of it. I thought, I've only had a couple of hours of feeling decent here, and now I'm feeling shit again. And then, but I've got through, I did the whole coach journey, 5 hours, whatever it was. And then walked, got out, bit of fresh air, feeling all right. Got in the taxi, and because I think I know I was so close to home, 10 minutes away from home. Now I'm just like, oh my God, no. 1,000 no's, like, this is awful. Now I like even saying to the lad next to me, I like, this is writing me off, this taxi. I'm not the best traveller in the world. I can drive. If I'm driving, I can drive for hours and hours and hours. Ain't no stopping me. But if I'm being driven, sometimes I can just turn. It's not always just in the stomach. Sometimes it's in the mind. Or I think I'm going to start feeling sick. And I never throw up, but it's just an uncomfortable feeling. It's not that it couldn't be more smooth rising. We just walked outside McDonald's and got straight in a taxi. So, chat to Arse Ripper. No penalty. What's this about here? No penalty. It just gives me updates and then it elaborates. Horseradish wasn't being compared to mustard, but it deserves a place on the mustard pole in which people's taste buds prefer. But then don't we just venture over into like brown sauce and, other condiments? Mint sauce, maybe not mint sauce, but brown sauce is similar, isn't it? Gomez gang, I think I'm going to like this. I think Spurs are the dark horses to go down. Don't see much fight in their team. But accepting Burnley and Wolves go down, we are in the best form along with West Ham out of the clubs in the mix. Yes, indeed. I think Spurs are the dark horses. But I don't think they will be the ones that go. It's Arsenal that have been denied a penalty here, is it? Madueke breaks into the box and goes down at the slightest contact. That dick slap. Madueke's not getting none of it. Yeah, it won't be Spurs, unfortunately. The Spurs and the Cockerels will be staying up, but that's what I mean. Where do we go from here? I want a good run, BMG, but agreed nothing riding on it. We need a good run. Need to meet Sunderland in final. Chat to Arse Ripper. Steady on now, boys. Spurs really got a shit team. It's that fucking Cockerel. It's always bound to be, innit? Peru first goal scorer. What on Sunday, Arthur? I reckon he'll go with Metcha up top. I don't think it'll be Peru Parisley. Mean getting the love he deserves. Mustard is always made with mustard seeds. Stamps foot firmly. I didn't know that, to be fair. I'm not a mustard man, really. I'll have mustard if it's in a meal deal or something, and I'm not picky. If it's in there, I'll eat it. But there's no mustard in my house. No mustard. Spurs can't keep blaming the managers unless it's Postecoglou, Brett, and then I'm up for it. Look at all the names that have been through the door and have also left. To be honest, people are going to come at me now with Dr. Farker because, I'm hoping to have christened him the name Dr. Farker. I think it's much more... I'm not even sure. I think most... I don't know how many Premier League managers. 80% of them are doing a proper decent job, and then it's just how the clubs actually run, really. It's getting closer and closer to that, isn't it? Because it seems to be... Mind you, I don't know. How much... Let's poll this. How much worth in the club's success do you think a manager has? Above 80, 50 to 80, 30 to 50, less than 30. All percentages. What do you actually reckon? I'm just thinking out loud here. But do you know what I'm on about? Like, Dr. Farker's doing a brilliant job at the club, but I think the club's well run. Thomas Frank probably wasn't right for Tottenham, but neither was Ange Postecoglou, neither was name anybody else, Nuno that went there. Mourinho wasn't right, Conte wasn't right. But to different levels, really, to be fair. Postecoglou were particularly bad at Spurs last year. But that's kind of my point. And I don't like Postecoglou, but they're bound to sort of have them years every now and again where they're just not a top six team. And, teams like Aston Villa turn up for a couple of years. And that is Unai Emery, innit, that's done that. But then... I don't know. Unai Emery's a brilliant manager, so... Well, just go with the percentages. What do you think? I'm just trying to sort of try to scope out. I'm trying to think out loud, as I say. Arteta's taken a while to get Arsenal where he's at, but they are now competitive on all fronts. But any half-decent manager, really, at Arsenal, if you'd have given Unai Emery the time at Arsenal... I think he'd have been in the position Arteta is. Do you agree with that? Would Postecoglou ever have got Tottenham sorted? Can anybody really get Tottenham sorted? This is what I mean. Is there levels to it where Mourinho can get them sorted to get them to cup finals? And I'm not including that Europe thing because the Europa one's fine. But if you're 17th in league and you've lost 22 games as a Tottenham manager in league, you deserve to get sacked, don't you? Maresco, decent at Leicester, probably wouldn't have kept Leicester up. Goes to Chelsea, decent, not really. Liam Rosenior comes in. Is he doing any more than Maresca? Arne Slot comes in, inherits Klopp's corpse, does well, fell off the year after, improved. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know, because then I don't want to buy into like the bollocks that everybody bangs on about, like, you know, when there's anarchy going on up in the stands, you know, like at Man United or with the Glazers or whatever, and they're actually pumping money into it, and like nobody can do the job very well. I think there's a balance. Really gone off on a random there. Cole Palmer is a must. Cold as ice in front of goal, they tell me. P.S. Would love to see Spurs go down. Remember how they picked up players on the cheap after the Ridsdale debacle? Fucking hell, yeah. I'd like to wipe that from all memory, to be honest, Gomez gang, but you're in. White Swan. Some Leeds fans want to join this manager's merry-go-round. I wouldn't want any for Leeds. That's what I mean, White Swan. I mean, to get Pereira in or whatever at Forest is just a madness. They're on about Sean Dyche going to Spurs and stuff earlier. I just thought, what is this? It's like it's madness. Oh, fucking hell, we're on about left peggers here, aren't we? Ian Hart's a mint one. Jason Wilcox only had a left foot. Nigel Winterburn only had a left foot. Van Persie had an unbelievable left foot. Can be any era, any standard of player, but must seldom, if ever, use their right foot. Yes. So I'm still going to try and get Van Persie squeezed in there. Ian Hart's in there. Nigel Winterburn is in competition for Ian Hart. He really did only ever use his left foot. McPhail was very left-footed, wasn't he? Harry Kewell, is that a risky one? Mark Overmars, although maybe slightly out my era in terms of like properly understanding how good he would have been on his right foot. Hate Ryan Giggs, but he was extremely left-footed, wasn't he? Roberto Carlos, is that risky? We'll probably half decent with his right foot. Left foot wizards is a good one. Van Gerwen with his left foot, or Luke Little with his left foot. Gerwin Price with his left foot, or Johnny Clayton. Half time. Arsenal twitching at the G-Tech. I know they're darts players before somebody starts thinking that I have to Google them players, by the way. Mustard and horseradish are not being compared together. It's personal taste preference. Ayo's not fucking around. Take Root any day. Root. Hart in at left back. I'll raise you Gruev, CDM. Gruev's got to get in there. He's extremely left-footed. Seth Johnson. Very left-footed. Mo Salah's very left-footed, although I probably scored plenty of goals with his right foot. Rivaldo, was he particularly left-footed? There's loads of left-footers. Let's get it going on. Have we not got a poll rolling here? Oh, the poll's running. Yeah, you see. I'm up for this. So between 30 and 50, 33%. And between 50 and 80, 33%. Less than 30%, 7%. I agree with that because that's far too low. But I'm probably between 50 and 80, and then I think the rest is... They're never going to be 80 and above for me. Although that does have 25% of vote, but... Steady on now, boys. Birmingham 1, Leeds United 3. Love it. Arthur Bushby. Gabriel denied at a corner's apparently the one big chance. What a shock that is. Eddie Gray's a good shout. Roger Slicker. Hart, and I dare say Peter Barnes. He didn't do much at Leeds, but his recent podcast on Woodies was illuminating. What a guy. Leighton Baines is a mint one. I'm up for that. Did you notice Gruev doing a team talk in the pre-match huddle? No, I did not, Joe Depp. That is interesting at worst, mate. Interesting at worst means like it's good information, that, Joe Depp. I did not see that. Extremely interesting. But he will be a leader in there. That's what I mean. I don't feel like there's a particular amount of egos floating about. Wipes down baseball bat just in case Mustard Gates gets nasty. No messing. Luke says, fish and chips, red sauce, bacon bat, brown sauce, hot dogs and burger, American mustard, ham bap, English mustard, steak, French mustard. Luke, you've got it sorted, mate. Appreciate you wholeheartedly. Glad you're not fucking about with fish and chips, because that's red sauce or no, although I will have a bit of curry sauce with my chips. Bacon bat, brown sauce, perfect, mate. Hot dogs and a burger. I'd only take it on the burger if it was there. I'd have no problem with the American mustard on there. That's what I mean. But I'm bacon and bacon burger really, and bacon and cheeseburger really, and then maybe I would do even $1 per red on that, to be honest. Eddie Gray, left foot genius, never used his right foot. He gets in there. Richard Todd for me. Still fighting. What a result. Chelsea score marched on together. Get up. I presume Messi would make the left-footed team. I did think Messi, to be fair. I think Messi only don't use his right foot because he just doesn't have to. He's the ultimate left foot wizard, yes. Cole Palmer, good shot for the left peg 11. It's easier to score 11 if we ever do that. And the big miss. Kanu gets in the big miss. I love it, Luke. You've smashed it out of the park, mate. Not necessarily. I won't douse it on the fish, Ming, but it certainly comes as an accompaniment. Rafinha is a good shout on left peg, you know. I do think he can use his right foot though. But Rafinha does have a lovely left foot. Palmer can't score 2 yards out. Gravy on fish, not on the fish, Mr. White Snake. That's crazy to me. Curry sauce again, not on the fish, Brett. That's crazy to me. But it definitely can be in a pot next to it and I can use it when I want. But to put it on is crazy to me. The fish is important. So if I want it, don't worry about me. I'll dip in chip or maybe even a fish and chip all in one. Curry sauce dip, bosh. But not like this. Not drizzling it on. Made such a change getting the reffing decision. I know it's mental, innit, Joe Depp? I didn't realise how contentious it was, to be fair, until I saw Rosina spitting his dummy out. Yes, Eddie Gray's a good one. Nice call, Peter Barnes. I'll add Kuhl. Yeah, I'm in on Kuhl. I think that's very left-footed. Rafinha. Fish chips, mushy peas. I'm not really a mushy peas man, really. Bread, butter, mug of tea, red sauce, Ming. The cup of tea's for afterwards, Luke, innit? It just fucking cleanses that palate, doesn't it? It just cleans the tongue, doesn't it? Baines is on bench, love it. Don't forget scraps, absolutely, Brett. Get some scraps on there, 100%. Without the scraps, there's no chips for me. Ming's got it, understands it. Arthur saying Messi, I agree. Ming's not having it, it turns out. As well as Kuhl's, Gray, Barnes, Waddle. Speed's a good one, yes. I'm not too sure about Waddle, to be fair, just because, again, it's not my expertise. But Speed were left-footed, wasn't he? I'm trying to think more like centre mids. I'm sure we had, like, in the McAllister era, there must be more left-footed players around in that era. Because I think centre mids used to be a little bit more one-footed, didn't they? It's only like the De Bruynes and that have sort, and Santi Cazorlas at World that have like skewed it. Because like the core were really right-footed, wasn't he? Backer, I kind of feel like we're really right-footed. Lebo, you were fleet-footed, to fair. I know he's more of a winger. Kuhl, very left-footed. McPhail, very left-footed. Who else were in that team? I know that's before the McAllister era, but after. Then you've got like Strachan, who I might be wrong, but again, slightly on the touch mark me here just from video evidence. But he felt right-footed. Is that right or wrong? But unbeaten against the world champions. Yes, Joe Depp. Nobody ain't down round here. Maradona, can't believe that's been left out. Yeah. Ooh, lashings as well. That really got me for some reason, Mr. Whitesnake. And I've just had bangers and mash, shitloads of veg, but normally a word like lashings of butter would really like turn my stomach. But it didn't. Johan Cruyff. I thought he were right-footed, Cruyff. But I think it's just because that he does the Cruyff turn with his right foot, I think, doesn't he? South American football is better, but no way as big as European football. Iron Robin, one of the most one-footed players I can think of. Ederson in goal. He's got to get in goal, any MVG. But Iron Robin, definitely. Waddle, yes. Speed, had a bit of a right foot. I'll let Jack adjudicate. Yeah, well, I'm happy for you guys to vote on Speed, to be fair, BMG. Because I know he was left-footed, but I don't know how particular he was with his left foot. He didn't seem like that type of a player to me as well, Speed. He was like about the game, wasn't he? Like that's what I mean from that traditional centre mid role where it's like I like that there's a lot of left wingers in there. Ming, you wouldn't anticipate, would you, in modern day football though? There's got to be some right wingers now that just constantly. Saka's very left footed, isn't he? But probably not enough of. He doesn't have a wand of a left foot either, I don't think, Saka. I think Saka's a bit overrated, you know, and I get shit for that in pub, but I do a bit. Cruyff was right foot, wasn't he? Unless you mean Geordie. I thought Cruyff were right footed, but as I say, I've only really seen the Cruyff turn, so. Okay, now, Mr. Whitesnake, do you ever get out of that storm? Snake in the stormy weather. Absolutely anybody would have jumped at our current position if offered before a ball was kicked, yet some still want Fark out. 78 RPM. Strikes again. It's not fucking about. Jump type, mate. Johan. Yeah, he would have been left-footed. Giggs. I said Giggs. I'm up for that. I hate Giggs, but yeah. 2 wins away from 10th. Mr. Whitesnake, get up. Oh, it's been raining, hasn't it? RPM for fucking. Well, it's just not going to stop, is it? Robin Fine shout the ultimate, cut back onto his left foot, but still can't stop him. It's so funny, innit, that BMG? Like they all like he's like nobody knows he's going to do it, and it's just stop him doing it. It's like the idea that the idea is everybody knows he's going to do it, but he knows he's going to do it. That's the whole point, isn't it? So when's he going to do it? He gets himself in positions where he could do it regardless. So only when you see him running at someone, which he often went wide of a player and then went left. So it's the sell, isn't it? It's the, I push it right so that, and I'm going left eventually. But if you leave me now, if you just go, he's off left, then he just runs past you and then goes onto his left, doesn't he? And if you're 25 yards out and he's running at you, you're running at your left back, and he's going like, I'm going to cut in, but I'm going to go that way first. And you decide to go, well, I know he's cutting on my left, on his left, so I'll just stay here. Then he just goes, all right then, and well, I'll just cut in on my left here. And I still get my shot off. It's just you're nowhere to be seen. This idea that defenders are just like idiots and they're just selling themselves in for it. Also, he often found himself in positions. He scored a lot. He scored some of his best goals in the Champions League, like the top binners. I remember one like in last minute. It must be, I think, obviously for Bayern Munich. Could have been for Chelsea, but I'm pretty sure it's for Bayern Munich against a big team like Real Madrid or something. I'm not sure if it's how they won the Champions League. I would imagine Arjen Robben did win the Champions League, but even if he didn't, it's in a big game, and it's a last minute goal, and he's so high up, and he's just running cross field. Nobody's even coming towards him because he always runs at the wing back, doesn't he? So when he does, he's not just cutting in. He's already cutting. Nobody's anywhere near him. He's just trying to get as central to goal as he can, and he must be about 30 yards out, and he just puts it in top bin. It's like it's not. Like you say, BMG, he's going to cut in, but, you can't stop him doing it. It's like, because he knows. This thing was, do you not realise he's going to cut in on his left foot? Like, yeah, but he's not dumb either. Jack, I beg to differ. I said point at Chelsea, 3 points at Villa. Yes, but the poll, Luke, spoke for us all. So the percentages were up on the draw. And then no points at Villa we had. Roberto Carlos is left-footed for me. Giggs, I'll take that, even though he's scum. We've got a lot of left-wing options. Yeah, that is the thing, to be fair. I mean, Giggs can do a job in centre midfield, can't he, unfortunately, but... Rivaldo, extremely left-footed. And he actually played, if we go 4-3-3, he often played on the right, didn't he? Wet, Mr. Whitesnake. Dorigo, also a left-footed option. Can we have a verdict on Cruyff? I thought he was right-footed. I thought he was right-footed, but I reckon his boy Yordi might have been left-footed, but I ain't sure. Andreas Brehme, arguably one of Germany's greatest left-backs, and he was right-footed. I don't know who that is, Gomez gang. Also, Philip Lahm used to play a left-back for him, didn't he? And I'm pretty sure he was right-footed. It was on the left wing and he used his right foot, so you can only assume he adopted that Cruyff turn to get it back on his left. But then, you know, on the Iron Robin thing, like, wouldn't everybody be expecting the cross? You know, makes him right-footed. Gareth Barry, good one, BMG. Also in the massive number of appearances, 11. If we do that, that'd be a good one as well, BMG. That means a huge... I mean, that's also... We can go away from opinion on that as well, can't we? We can just get some names floated about in that one. Our Google overlords say Johan Cruyff was predominantly left-footed, but also exceptional with his right. Yeah, tricky. 15 points off. It might be within our Jack Reacher. We're on for it, Roger Slicker. There's nobody down round here. We're not messing about, kid. I thought Cruyff was right, but since he was decent with his right, he's ruled out. Yes, BMG, it's closed. I think if we can stay up with the new financial rules work in our favour, but it's all about recruiting the right players. You're 2 windows away from everything collapsing at you all the time, Richard. Sorry. I don't care about FA Cup. Not relegated this season is more important. Squeaky bum syndrome. And as the Lord is my witness, it won't make a blind bit of difference. If we beat Birmingham, it does not mean we go down this year. If we lose to Birmingham, it does not mean we stay up. And I won't have it argued. Good for Okafor and Metcha that they've bagged a couple lately. Yes, indeed. It keeps things ticking over as well, BMG. You know me, legendary. No lessons from me, Mingina in the wings. You know it, mate. You're the lesson sprayer. Mikaloyog. He did come to Leeds in 1963. It's perhaps out my Van Persie's biggest left pegger I've ever seen. Stay up and win the cup is my mantra. 78 RPM. Fucking strikes again. Stay up and win the cup. Boo, boo, boo. Pew, 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 pew. Edgar Davids. Extremely left-footed. That's a nice shout. Ena getting the love. Think we had this poll before, but Liam Brady or Norman bites your legs. What's... in terms of what, Mingy? Nah. Johan Cruyff, a master of total football with a cultured left foot. Googled it. Arse Ripper not messing about. It's been closed though. He's good with his right. Take David Edgar Davids, as long as he's left-footed and he's shit with his right. I'm not sure he's shit with his right, to be fair. Once we start filling the positions up, we need to get a bit more aggressive about it. Mark Overmars was decent for Arsenal. It was decent, yeah, but it was extremely left-footed, I think, Overmars. Cockerel. Aye, Joe Depp, is that how far behind him? The chicken, yes, Luke, that's more like it. What did you think a cockerel was, Jack? Cruyff ruled out by VAR as he's too good with his right. He's gone BMG. I knew Spurs were cocks, but I didn't realise they were so proud of it. Remember Action Man when they gave him a beard? Bogle was Action Man versus Chelsea. Yeah, took War Piglet. Podolski, mate, that's a mint one, BMG. I used to love Podolski as well. In that World Cup, he scored a few like absolute screamers. It must have been, I don't know. I'm shit with years, but I bet I were only like 14 or something. What were that when Germany were mint? Maybe 18. I feel like I was younger than that, but Podolski had a rocket of a left foot as well. 100% Podolski gets in there for me, BMG. Don't know if Norman was any good with his right, but saw him kick a ball with it. When nobody's happy with Nigel Winterburn. I've never seen anybody more left-footed than him. Big question, when does a manager lose the drive to move forward with one club? I don't want to change manager. Dr. Farker has been here nearly 3 years now. Well, the madness is he'll be on for being one of the most long-serving managers, won't he? That's how mental it is. You've only got to do a fucking 12 month. And you're in top 10, aren't you? Yes, Martin Cook, what's good, man? The good thing about going to that there London and nicking a draw is that you also get to get the fuck out of that shit tip and go back home to Yorkshire. I look like Michael Jackson with this thing on my left hand there. And Yorkshire, Shimon, motherfucking Yorkshire. Tom Stone was the black action man. Can't recall his exact skin tone, but he was Bogle. Tom Stone, no idea. Farker will stay because he still won't be offered a job in the Prem. He'll stay on the basis that he should, though, Joe Depp, to be fair. I actually think even if he got offered, like, Notts Forest or something, I don't think he'd leave. I actually think he's quite an honourable man. Wasabi sauce. Ashley Cole. Mez could get in there. I would go with Edison just because he's so mint with his left peg, innit? Yeah. Saka is... I think Salah's scored too many goals with his right foot. I mean, Messi could play out wide right, couldn't he? Robin's your right winger, isn't he, though, surely, to be fair. Right, he did always play right wing. Just wondering how long on average a manager lasts in the Premier League. Yes, indeed, Richard Todd. I mean, Farker's going to do a year, isn't he? That's what I mean, and that's pretty good going. Yes, Dale, what's good, man? We'll have to Google Macaulay Og as soon as I catch up, BMG. Gordon Hill, left peg, even though he's scum. Can't vouch for Gordon Hill, BMG. You know it, arse rip. You deserve it, mate. Everybody slap some arse ripping love up in this bitch. Peru up top for the left peg 11. He's extremely left pegged. You can't say it won't be Spurs and say we are in it. We have more points than above them, says Yorkshire Peacock. It's not fucking about. Yeah, I don't think it'll be Spurs, though. I can't help it. BMG, can't believe I've missed these, to be fair. Bernardo Silva, definitely. Foden, definitely. Haaland, definitely. I feel like that should spark a few more. Leroy Sané, extremely left-footed. Benjamin Mendy, which would be a bit of a controversial one, extremely left-footed. Adam Johnson, extremely controversial, left-footed. I don't know why I've got into like people that have got sex convictions all of a sudden, but Dr. Farker and the medics, Jack. I forget it every time, Luke. I forget about the Dr. Farker and the medics. They're gone, mate. I hope so. It'd be so funny, BMG. I finally caught up, Jack. You talk way too fast at 1.5 speed. Well, I need to talk faster, Enoch, because I can't catch up with comments. Arsenal next as well. Who's that, Gomez? Who do Arsenal have less? Is it Spurs that have got Arsenal? If you go down there, Spurs think that they're a top team but still can't go down. I don't think they'll go down this year, though. On the manager poll, teams are now turning to head coaches to run the team and sporting directors for everything else. I meant, to be fair, I mean just head coach. I just mean the manager, just whatever that means nowadays. Gokares takes a poor touch over on the far side, not a shock. Google Jimmy's with my landlord at the Georgian Dragon. Your landlord, Roger Slicker. How's that work? Wanted the landlord. Just the landlord at the local pub as opposed to your landlord. It seems a bit weird. I think it depends on the chemistry of the manager and the club. Emery, a good example. Shit at Arsenal, but then transformed Villa really quickly. Yes, BMG, I would agree. There's like quite an instantaneous, like, this feels right, this is good. Eddie Howe going into Newcastle. I know he's also had a little bit of issues at times with certain people at the club, and they've had to sort of choose who's there and whatnot. But that felt like the right fit at the time, didn't it? Emery's, like you say, gone into Villa. It's the right fit. Emery was also in the corpse of Arsene Wenger, which didn't help him. But I think that shakes everybody up a little bit. I think that's what Scum are going through. It sort of shakes everybody up at the club, and there's like a void, isn't there? Where it's like, well, this isn't quite like it used to be, and then suddenly that runs through everybody's veins, and done it, and it's all like, oh, but when he were here, it's like it becomes romantic to the time, doesn't it? I remember The Guardian doing an article years ago about the influence of managers on team success. Even the most elite managers was only about 10-15%, if I remember. Yeah, it's a frightening thing, really, MVG. I think Salah's a decent shout, to be fair, but I think Robin gets in over Salah because he's scored a fair few with his right foot. And I don't think Salah's got a wand me. I never have done, but he's been an amazing goal scorer if anybody comes to me. I'll try to find a moment to Google him, but I'm not. But all I'm bothered about is if he had a good left peg and a shit right one. Yes, BMG. Having a good manager is only half the job. A club's finances, the club's owners has to be in order too, and teams need the right kind of committed players in order for all those parts to work. Yes, indeed, AO. The likes of Bielsa, though, will always skew the percentages in favour of managerial geniuses. Yes, MVG. The people that take over wholeheartedly and control. I think, again, but is that, I agree, MVG, but is that like a synergy? I think it was BMG that was mentioning that, like the chemistry and the synergy between the board and the manager. Is that what Bielsa also had? Because I know Orta were mental, but, and Rads were towards end, but they did just let Bielsa do his thing, didn't they? And they backed him. And then there's that interview where, Rads is saying, I'm not sure about Bielsa doing that press conference. And all like, well, I'm all for it. Do you know what I mean? So maybe it's a similar thing. Salah's getting in there, it looks like. BMG's happy with that. BMG, you must know of Jim. You spelt his name. I George Bushed it. What do you mean? Dexterity. Yes, Lancy boy, what's good, big man? Winterburn finally gets me shout. Overmars. BMG's not having Overmars. As our glorious leader was at the game, I watched Leeds lately when we were 2-0 down. My God, the Farker haters lit up with glee. Fucking sad. One of the few that stayed said, no clean sheet again. I can't even. I can't even legislate for it, Ming. I mean, Max is normally. I know you're not on about Max there, I won't imagine, because Max is pretty chilled about stuff in here, I think. Not chilled necessarily, but you know, maybe I don't know if he's been far out. As I say, I genuinely don't watch anybody, but just from brief conversations I've had with Max, he seems, you know, I don't know. I don't watch him, but he seems. It's just from really when I've been on Joe's with him, he just seems quite not relaxed, because that makes it seem like he's not bothered, and I'm sure he is massively bothered. But he seems to be able to put things in perspective a little bit and not just go, this is fucking shit, and like, because the thing is about being a fan, and it's so mint, and it's the best thing to be a fan and like emotional about stuff, and everybody thinks it's shit at the time, don't they? It's fucking shit. When we were 2-0 down against Chelsea, do you not think our in half time like this? Just thinking, oh, this is fucking shit. But you know, you have your couple of minutes when goals are going and you're like this. You have your couple of minutes, you think, right, pick your nads up now then, let's have it. Like, we're here now. Oh, I'm here. I'm in this stadium for the next fucking hour. So I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to make the most of it. And then you reap the rewards by accident. And really rarely do you as well. So that's why we have to ride this wave. Because very rarely do these things continue to happen. And they're happening all the time to us. We're always ace. You know, we got beat to Arsenal bad. Other than that, twice. Other than that, and obviously the shit at Forest the first time. Beat Forest back, so fuck them. Beat them at home, better. You know, I was sat there, stood there. You know, we're gonna have to. You got to be able to ride, just master your high a little bit, guys. But I don't even know if they really care. That's the thing when they come in with the hate. I thought Norman Hunter were right-footed though, which is crazy. I know I'll get killers for that, but I didn't realise he were left-footed. Did Tim Sherwood ever play for Leeds, or am I getting him mixed up with Wilcox, the Blackburn connection? Well, Jason Wilcox was the first name I said, because he's rarely left-footed. I don't know if Tim Sherwood ever did play for Leeds. It doesn't feel like a million miles away, but no. No, he didn't. But Jason Wilcox did. Glyn Snodding. I just got my saliva going there. No, Sherwood never played for us, I don't think. No, he didn't. How are we doing for left-footed centre-backs? Pascal's left-footed. Maldini. Maldini's really left-footed. Stuart Pearce, left-footed. Seth Johnson, Liam Cooper, yes. Maldini's arse ripper's gone in there. Arse ripper, yeah. Daniel Day-Lewis. That's a head scratcher for Jack. Didn't Daniel Day-Lewis actor, but I thought he was like the dancing guy, wanted Daniel Day-Lewis, but he's not, because he's in Gangs of New York, so who am I on about? I did genuinely not see Maldini, but I'll let Arthur take full credit for it. Terry Cooper again. I didn't know Hunter was particularly left-footed, you know, that's fucking madness. I mean, can you imagine that? Cooper and Maldini. I love Cooper, but, you know, Maldini, it's a bit mental, isn't it? They all do, mate, don't they? Peter Cech, he was very left-footed, yes. Well, only left-footed. Need a bit more midfield depth for the left peggers. Oh, fucking Arsenal have gone 1-0 up, you fuckers. Fucking that dickhead Madueke as well. Fuck off. Edison. Ashley Cole, Frank Gray, John Robertson, Andy Robertson. Conventional burgers or smash burgers? Conventional all day, mate. Mo Teng for the glaring miss 11. We'll get some serious ones in. Sorry, I am adult, so can't do yank mustard. And being heterosexual, I can't do French either. 78 RPM's not messing about. John Terry's right-footed. Why do people think John Terry's left-footed? It always bamboozles me. Bah! Yes. Bit funny that right-footers never seem to be labelled one-footed. That is true, mate. Don't knock it till you've tried it. The French mustard, I mean. Yeah, it's more obvious with left-footers, yeah. Less common, aren't they? I'm a die-hard Leeds fan, I think. We are staying up. Yes, sauce pun. Love it, mate. DeJoin is good English in the dogs. Is good English. Fucking, that's a lot for me to take on, Ming. Van Basten wasn't he left-footed? I would say he was. Lancing fucking about tartar for me on fish. I know that from personal experience as well. You know about Basten, Gomez gang? French trained chef over it. I think one of the best players for Leeds was Jack Charlton. Yes, I would agree. Van Basten was right-footed, I think, Gomez, but was also good with his left foot. See, again, it's slightly out of my jurisdiction, but I thought Van Basten would have been left-footed, but I can't do tartar sauce, mate. I hope that ruins a fish. Too many scraps ruin the fish and chips experience. There's a cut-off limit. But that's like anything though, Roger Slicker. That's like saying too much sauce kills. Oh my God, has it been disallowed? It's saying 0-0 all of a sudden. It's saying Brentford. I bet they've just fucked it up on the... they fucking updated it. Blizzards. Speed scored a snorter versus Blackburn with his right foot, so I'm not having him. BMG's not having him. I had baked curry balls. Oh, come on, Gomez gang. Get it out there. Get up. There we go, big man. Arsenal have gone 6 points clear again. But Man City just need to keep doing the thing until they play us, in fairness. Ambidextrous-footed. Van Basten must have been right, if you recall his volley. Yeah, to be fair, I can't. I know I've seen some of his goals, genuinely, but... I must say, to be fair, I thought Speed was relatively fleet-footed. We could do a right-footed though. I think we could get through it. Odegaard's a good shout, BMG, absolutely. Odegaard's really left-footed. Oh, just think of them Real Madrid teams, like... There's got to be some in there that are like just always just left-footed. Speed, a wide player in his early days, yeah. That's where box-to-box midfielder comes from as well, isn't it, Yorkshire Peacocks? Unsurprisingly, we don't have a right back. There's gotta be one. But why would there be one? Why would there be one? The Robin double bluff, you know it, mate. Jack settled an argument with James Toon and myself. Pele scored 1,367 goals and it's in Guinness World Records. JT said half are in training exhibition matches. I don't know if I could settle the argument for you, but I'd be happy to get JT on to dispute this. If JT's saying that Pele scored half of his goals in training matches and exhibition matches, then unfortunately for JT, I would have to 110% agree with him. Because I'm... Maybe it's a conspiracy, maybe me and JT have just bought into it. But I don't think he was playing at the level. You know, the World Cup's obviously unbelievable player, unbelievable. But 1,367 goals. I'm not maybe not training, but would exhibition matches be counted? When did records begin? I don't know. Because I scored a hell of a lot of goals when I was a kid. Let's get to the serious stuff here, 78 RPM. My first condiment was English mustard. Mum put it in the wooden cot to stop me chewing it. Never worked. Mum put it in the wooden cot to stop me chewing it. What, the chewing... I'm worried about what I think this means here. Robin, you know it. And if you don't know now, you never knew. Yes, BMG. The quadruple. Correct. And half are in practice games. I'm on board. The pills are kicking in, so it's good night from me. Cornetto. Appreciate you, Joe Depp. I hope the pills aren't too serious, but appreciate you, brother. Take care. I'm sure you've probably gone by now, but left-footed right back has really got me stumped, BMG. I know it's raking on me. Xhaka's left-footed, absolutely. Joe getting the love he deserves. Double sounds like my ex in pub. Double. On the double. Cornetto. He's a lefty. Joe getting the love. Bren must have been mainly right-footed because he took the pen in the World Cup final right-footed. Andy Robertson has played right-back. Philip Lahm's right-footed though, isn't he? Philip Lahm. He played left-back as a right-footed. Eddie was left-footed, wasn't he? Perez is a mint player, Lancey boy, but Perez was right-footed, wasn't he? Perez were right-footed, boys. Perez were one of the first ones that played on left wing and he were right-footed. Don't know if I spelled it right, but Josimar Brazil and Junior Brazil. Danielson was really left-footed, wasn't he? Perez, I'm sure Perez were right-footed. Johnny Giles, was he not left-footed? I thought Johnny Giles were right-footed and he used to play left-back every now and again. There must be a two-footed player, Stan Collymore. If he didn't have demons, that lad would be messy. You've got that off a recent podcast, haven't you, Roger Slicker? Josimar, good shout. Junior might be right-footed, but Ida in 1980s Brazil, and of course Junior Firpo. Fucking Firpo, yes, BMG. Think the three who come up this season will go back down. They are dross. Game as a badger for it, Steve LUFC. I think it'll help us out remarkably. Nice time stint you're putting in, pal. Nearly hour. Important we beat Birmingham so fringe players at least get a game. Them ready to come on in the Prem. Yes, Darren Elliott, I know you might have gone by now. We always do a bit of a marathon on a Thursday, big man. But I think it's important. I don't think it has a much bearing, if any, on our future games in Prem. I think you can keep rotating, really, not to get too serious until you're in a scenario where you could potentially have a pretty mint day out. I don't want us to go like full strength against Birmingham, but I do want us to win. So, oh my God, it's 1-1, Lewis Potter. Fucking get in. Fuck off, Arsenal. Fuck off, Arsenal. Second again. Second again. Second again. Ole, ole. Well, no, there's been a lot of left footers, haven't there, Roger? But if we started naming right footers, you'd never stop, would you? You know, do you want me to start naming right footers? We'll be here a lot longer, won't we? Left footers are definitely more rare. And you tend to find decent left-footed play. Like, we're on about solely left-footed players, aren't we? If you was on about right-footed players, you'd start naming the best right-footed players, wouldn't you? You could only really name a few that are only right-footed. Because if they're particularly good with the right foot, they're normally decent with the left foot. They're normally fleet-footed. Whereas left-footers often... Is Gareth Bale particularly left-footed? Is that a good shout? Gareth Bale, very left-footed. I think because we are shit in cups, many Leeds fans use don't care as a defence mechanism. That's fine as well, isn't it? 78 RPM. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good shout, to be fair. Chippy Brady. Arthur Graham says Mick 6370. Not having it, Jack. 3 points at Villa. We can go anywhere and get points. Not Arsenal, though. Farker has proven himself. We came back 2 down at Chelsea. You've seen it yourself. We can do this. Keep the faith. I'm in. I'm all in, Luke. Don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. Just saying, we did a live other day and we did like a poll of like what points we reckon we'd realistically pick up in next 3 games, and we picked 2 points. And the 2 points were against Man City at home and Chelsea away. And we thought we'd get beat to Villa. That was the poll. So we're currently on course for what we thought we'd get. And Forest are currently behind what we thought we'd get, because we thought they'd do a number on Wolves. And then West Ham, granted, have drawn against Scum. We thought they'd get done. Malcolm McDonald. What about Ronald? Arthur Graham's in. Jones Clark go. You seem to say that every week, Ming. Patrick Berger. Reesa. Yes, BMG. Klinsmann. Were Klinsmann left-footed? Oh, no, BMG don't reckon so, no. What World Cup will work out year for you? Ine Loco. Yaboa would have been left pegged 11 if it weren't for them right-footed bangers. Yes, indeed, BMG, yeah. Oh, shit, I've lost my boy's fucking... Champions again. Ole, second again. Zabaleta were right-footed though, wasn't he? Sane's 100% left-footed, like big left-footed. Graham Ricks, left peg 11 and the pedo 11 actually. Perfectly. I'm quite excited to see who we sign in the summer, at least. Was very much based on goalie, defensive midfield. Last summer, yeah, well. I'm thinking this summer transfer window we'll sign some attacking midfielders. Yeah, we'll get another keeper, won't we? And then we'll get the we'll get some sprinklings on top. Deliverance has just started at 9 PM. It's the dueling banjos scene as I'm writing. Loving that. Adam Johnson, yes and yes. We're building a kiddie fiddler 11. There ain't no stopping us now. Gomez, I think we might go for a top striker. Left back cover, wingers and a new goalie. Gomez gang, I agree. 0-0, we're on 1-1. That's how far behind I am. I need a squeal, piggy, squeal. Yes, SST. Wiltshire, mint shout. Tomatoes, potatoes. Jackie was my landlord. I bought enough drinks. Not weird about that. I'm not saying it's weird. He's not your... It's just, I don't mean he's your landlord, is he? He's the landlord of the pub. You know, there's landlords around where I am as well. They're not mine. They're not my landlord. They are the landlords of pubs that I enjoy and frequently visit. That I frequent. They're not mine. They're not... The lady down the road is not my landlord. That's all I'm saying. Silver Steve gets up. Is anybody going on Sunday, by the way, boys? What was the blonde-haired Liverpool left-back from the 1970s? I thought you were about Ziga then. Because Ziga was... Maldini's in there, Richard Todd. Ziga was mint with his left foot. He scored a few against us as well, to be fair. It's fucking roaming. Alec Lindsay. BMG. From the 1970s, the blonde-haired wizard, was he? You're a lizard, Larry. Maradona we've got in there as well, Richard, I think. He's getting up there with it, War Piglet. Come on now, Brentford. Did he? Good lad. Was cool with the when the chat was toxic. Yeah, that's what I mean. He's relaxed. He seems relaxed. Ozil's a mint shout, Richard Todd. Raoul's a mint shout, Richard Todd. Fergie's the only manager in football history where his presence alone was dependent on Man United's performance and success. And that's my controversial of the day. I don't even want it. I can't even explore praising that fucker. Yes, that's what I mean. I thought as much, Mingy. Maradona already in. Raul, a good shout. Also in the dramatic penalty miss 11. Also in the Drew with Boya 11, which won't really work, but you know, got the same amount of goals in. Oh no, did Raul beat him by 1 goal, but the goal was obviously one of the hand of gods that he did against us, didn't he? Fucker. Thing about the team this season, Jack, is that unless we're playing Arsenal, no matter how many goals we concede, I still believe we can claw something back. How mad is that, dude? It's like the Bielsa days, though. You just thought we only need 10 minutes here. Wilcox was super left-footed. In summary, I love this team, MVG. I agree, mate. We're always in, mate. We're always hanging about. I know he gets a lot of stick back and back of Farker to eclipse Bielsa's achievement at Leeds and be our most successful manager since O'Leary. Why not Gomez, gang? Like, genuinely, why not? Why would that be like... I'm on board with you, man. I'm not having a go here. Why would that be against what anybody thinks? Like, we're currently doing really well. I'm not going to say we're flying, but we're doing really well. We've had a really good season, haven't we? Ultimately, people have forgot the just aim for 17th hype. We're still on for my 10th. Aim for 10th. Finished 13th or whatever I said. Finished 15th. Well, we're 15th now. We're still aiming for 10th. You know, we're still on the up. If we was Newcastle, if we was Palace, if we was even Spurs that have been dog shit, they're still thinking we can get to 10th, aren't they? That's still the MO. That's still the plan. Marching on, MVG. Get up. It's so refreshing, especially when compared to the last time we were in the Prem. Absolutely. Vieri's a mint shout, Brett. That should spark a few, actually, Vieri. You nearly got me there with a couple. Because that opens up. When you say names like Vieri, it opens up like totally different strikers. Struick's too good at his right peg for me. He's probably similar on both, isn't he? The fire beast. As soon as the team scored, back then I was like, well, that's that then. I know. I literally, thankfully, I never used to do watch-alongs, but I'd drift off. Like Marsh days, I'd be racing on to get from work, and I'd honestly be like, and I'd wake up. I actually filmed one of them once, just to do some reactions if there were to be any goals, and I was out of it. I was fucking out of it. Just knew we were never going to score. There's a toxic cunt in the Leeds content creators group, and he spreads his agenda to the masses, not Max, but we all know who he is. Who is he now? Speak. Yeah, I think it's just the busier the chat gets as well, in it, AO. To be fair, it's, you know, Max, what can he do about it, really? Fine shout is Vieri. The glaring miss, 11. Vieira never wanted to be a footballer. That's what I mean, Ming. Kevin Sheedy. John Terry is not left-footed. Honestly, this is it's a fucking conspiracy, this. I've seen this balled about all over the shop. John Terry is right-footed. Despite being right-footed, he played as a left-sided centre-back for the majority of his career. Because this is back in the fucking day, like I've said, when all the fucking gimps, everybody used to tell me all the time we need a fucking left-sided centre-back. It was like this huge deal. Like, well, this has never been a thing before. Every central fucking partnership throughout my entire childhood, I know I'm a dinosaur now, but throughout my entire childhood was always two right-footed centre-backs. And it was always two right-footed centre midfielders. And nobody says, oh, we need a left-footed centre midfielder and a right-footed centre midfielder. No one gives a shit about that, even though it actually matters in there when being a bit fleet-footed. As a centre-back, I understand, this idea that, you don't open your body up as much or whatever, and it's better to have a left-footed and a right. It's better. But Vidic, Ferdinand, both right-footed. Carvalho, John Terry, both right-footed. Gary Cahill, John Terry, both right-footed. Saliba, Gabriel, aren't they both right-footed? Gabriel might be left-footed, I don't know, off the top of my head, to be fair. Pick someone else. Van Dijk, Matip were right-footed. I don't know who else Van Dijk's played in there with. Gomez, were he right-footed? I think Gomez were right-footed. But regardless, and that's actually more modern now. I'm talking about back in the day. I'm trying to think of old school. Tony Adams, who did he play centre-back with? They're all right-footed, mate. They're all right-footed. John Terry could play the ball about his left foot. Feel bad for Max. He's super chilled. Doesn't deserve that amount of bullshit from our toxic Leeds fan base. And he's just got to, not that he's going to take my advice, but hang in there, and just not fucking... just ride it out. It just comes with territory, doesn't it, unfortunately. I'm sure, that's what I mean. He's chilled out enough to just take it. BMG's off to go sort it. Yes, Mingy. But if it's ever to get toxic, Mingy, you got to hang in there with me. Got to be prepared to deal with all that shit if you're getting into the YouTube game. Hey, that's literally it, mate. Yeah, BMG, that's the one. Yeah, there's no what you can do about it. Someone called me a simpleton in the comments section of another video for absolutely no reason the other day. It's mad. That's what I mean, MVG. It's just like, to be fair, well, no, it's a bit different, 'cause I've had all Chelsea fans after me on Twitter the past couple of days. It's well funny. That's why I've put not a GCSE in sight, just because there was a video on me. Just like, not a GCSE in sight, and then it's like, what the fuck are you on about? It's, poor. I mean, I wish I'd gave less of a shit about my GCSEs in first place. I've never had to show them to anybody. Thick end of a tenner now for fish and chips. You deserve plenty of scraps. Fucking thick end of a £20 note it is now. It's fucking ludicrous. You're not feeding family now, are you? Fish and chips, it's like fucking bees in a trap. Have you mentioned the player who must not be named in your left foot 11? Harry Kuehl, yes, I have, CB. Yeah, it was one of my first ones, to be honest. Just because he's on YouTube, mate. It's nature at beast. I get it more than you'd imagine. It's in the wings. Not for me now. But we don't get it in the lives, which is good. As a top six side, Cough, will VAR suddenly jump to Spurs' defence? Needs to be watched out for, in my honest opinion. Yeah, it is worth holding on to that, isn't it, to be fair, War Piglet? Simpleton MVG. Poor lad. How does he deserve that? Trevor Cherry. been listening to a Cherry in the Wine, I think. Cherry in the Wine by Dougal the Rat or something. I can't remember what it's called, but it's worth checking out. Bygones be bygones. I haven't heard that for a bit, BMG. He's getting numbers. God bless you. And that ain't a piss take, although, I mean, it was a little bit, but there's a Bible there, mate. God-fearing man to some extent. Hey, we're bred to take this shit in our stride. Oh, I thought that were a goal then. We grow up taking the piss out of each other. Exactly, MVG. That's why you got to keep it alive and well. That's why none of this shit bothers me. Matt Letizia, Mick. Was Matt Letizia left-footed? Because Matt Letizia either was unbelievably left-footed or he was unbelievably right-footed. BMG's there saying right-footed. Painted it on the wood to chop me chewing wood whilst teething. Really? 78 RPM. MVG ain't messing about. Nobody down around here, mate. Matt Letizia would be in the 11 players who should have played more for England. That is a mint one, Gomez gang. Write that fucker down. 11 players who should have played for England. Have played more, sorry. Or unlucky. Could we do unlucky? Because there's people like... Just a lot of strikers from that era, like with Ian Wright and Les Ferdinand and all them lot, that they were like sort of unlucky. The standard was there's so many strikers, but maybe not unlucky. Maybe we could just do a should have played more. Maybe it's the same thing. No, it's not really the same thing. There's one thing about this channel is it's almost never toxic and keyboard warriors seem to be stamped out quite quickly. Yes, BMG. Or were they? We don't need the mods because we moderate by accident, don't we? Up in this bitch. It's going down. I'm yelling timber. I don't know what the fuck I'm singing that. I don't like that. Love it, MVG. Emmanuel Petit. Perez was right-footed. Danielson was definitely left-footed. Emmanuel Petit's a good one, BMG. We must be waiting out that centre mid. That almost sounds dodgy, 78 RPM. No, he played on left, didn't he, Lancey boy? But he were right-footed. See, I've got receipts, Roger Slicker. Joe Jordan were left-footed, but not mercurial enough. What a word, BMG. Love it. Again, unsure on Joe Jordan in terms of which foot he particularly, you know, maybe not mercurial enough. Zola's a mint shout, Lance. That's a brilliant shout for me there. Yeah, you can't make any mistakes over here, eh? All of them, mate. Zola's where it's at. I can't believe we've not had Zola in there. Like the Crystal Method said, that's the name of the game. I know we did a poll, but adjust it. Or ask again, 'cause things have changed, Jack. I can't remember what we were on about. We need a new poll for the last 15 minutes or so, boys. Perry, Justin Byron, Bornau, Beal, Ampadu, Longstaff, Tanaka, Nonto, Cornetto, Peru should be line up for Cup. I think he'll go. I honestly think he'll go with Mecha though. I think he'll start with Mecha. Although, did he start Peru Parisley against? What formation did he play? I don't want to get too far behind on comments here, but I went to the fucking game. That's what I mean. It's all a blur at this point. What was starting lineup here? Let's have a look. Mecha started, yeah. Oh no, sorry, no. Yeah, did they both start? Yeah, they both started. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Why is it showing me like that? I don't want it like that. They both start. I think they both started, didn't they? Mecha came off. Peru came off. Mecha stayed on. Yeah, they both started. I thought they might go with that again, you know, BMG. BMG will be up against it with spreadsheet. He's done a mint job, you know. Best goal Yeboah scored for us was arguably the one versus Monaco, left-footed curler from right wing, banger. Goal scoring machine. Fucking hell. Brentford has just missed a big chance. Make them squeal. Yes, CB. It's been, flying in on it, BMG, to be fair. Ziga. I said Ziga earlier, didn't I? Jack, if Prue scored 19 goals in 40, Swansea, it's a good job. Leeds got him. If my math's okay, that's one. Yeah, it works out, doesn't it? Do the maths on that. It's 1 goal per game, pretty much. Matty Taylor, left peg 11. And the only scores bangers. Did Matty Taylor get into only scores bangers? Because he only scores bangers. Van Bronckhorst, BMG. Where are you getting these from? Baggio. Well, Baggio left-footed. I know he did. I know there's the big dramatic. Robbie Fowler, they're all flying in here. I can't believe I've missed Robbie Fowler, to be fair. Were Baggio left-footed? I'm not. I know you're not saying that, Ming. Showing about the dramatic misses. But was he left-footed? Apparently, fucking Arsenal are hanging on here, the lizards. Guyane World Cup miss. There's been some big World Cup misses, haven't there? There's been some death-defying ones. Max has got mods now because he's getting more people in chat and therefore more trolls. He's got to ride it out, though. They fuck off, don't they? But I understand. People want it, take it a little bit more serious. Let's get serious. Another great shout, absolutely. Mick's coming in with some pelters, to be fair. Perms and mullets. I'd be up for it, Roger Slicker. We can definitely get it on, although I don't know how many. Although Baggio's got a mullet, hasn't he? Haggy. Fucking hell, that's a crazy shout. Stoichkov. I feel like I know him, but Fergie had a monopoly in the transfer market for over 20 years. Yes, indeed he did. And if it was not enough, he then had Fergie time at the end of most games when they're losing or drawing to make sure they got a result. Scandalous, mate. Honestly, this idea that Man United didn't buy the league every year is a load of bollocks. Keegan in Perm 11, yes. His name must not be smoking, Ena. You know it, mate. You know it. Oh, is Fowler already in there? Might have to... Yeah. Souness, yeah, I forgot he had a bit of a perm, to be fair. Christian Vieri really wanted to play cricket professionally, but he was better at football, so did it instead. Nice problem to have. Fucking hell. Ben White didn't want to be a footballer. There were that Asu Akoto or something as well. Wait, Akoto, that wing back, Spurs wing back. He never wanted to be a footballer, did he? I think there's a lie about David Batty as well, though, isn't there? I hope one last chance here. It just says one last chance. I don't know who's on ball, but who was the mullet guy for Coventry 1987? Fuck knows. Why is King Cladsy in my head? He either had a mullet or he were left-footed. Phil Neville in the better at cricket than football 11, although in his case it wasn't difficult. Yes, indeed. Phil Neville, to be fair, Phil Neville was left-footed, wasn't he? The Minger 11. Alan Hansen he left centre-back for Liverpool. He will have been. Doesn't he get flowers off everybody, though, BMG? Full time. What a game, apparently. I'll take a point there. It's not... Where's that leave the fuckers? I can't tell you how much I don't want them to win league. 53, 54, 55, 56. Yeah, so 4 points, obviously. Yeah, sorry, slack. 3 points before the point. Yeah, I take it. Yeah, man, yeah. Slip it in, BMG. At your service, brother. Get it off your chest, mate. Yes, man. Yes, Ena. The wingman. He's alive and well in the wings. Chris Waddle's got a bit of both. Waddle's in. 1 day 4 when the piss song's coming. I'm feeling alright, you know. I gave one of your vlogs some negative waves and you refused to take the bait. It was taking the piss, but it's a waste of effort if you don't take the bait. Martin J. Cook, I seem to remember that. It was the it was one of my only vlogs that I'd done as well, and that's what I understand it, me, because it does actually, they do stick out. It does stick out. But because you put some, this what I mean, it's mental, and I know you anyway, Martin, so I don't know you, but I know you through the channel. So, you know, I do recognise the names, but you're saying, like, I normally enjoy these videos. I remember that we're at that comment, and you can't help but be like, they do fucking, like, resonate with you. But you just got to be like, oh, well, you know, I don't know. I tell you, the only thing that does do me head in, and I can't believe I'm exposing me hand here, but we've got the hardcore underlappers in here. They deserve this. There's times when, like, people have got my number or like my actual phone number or whatever, and when I'm not at the computer, or like my mates, like my mates I ain't spoke to for a long time or whatever, and they've got my number or they'll get my number, and then they'll text me, but they won't leave a comment on the video, but they text me, and then I'm like, I'm driving somewhere or something. And, like, I don't know, this is like a, you know, this is what I mean, I'm opening up to the best of my ability. I'll be like, that ain't how this works. I put something on the internet, we communicate through the internet. I choose to then go back on and have a look. If I go on Twitter or whatever and go into my apps on my notifications and I think, I'm ready to deal with this now. Do you know what I mean? If I'm on YouTube, I click on the comments, I'm ready to deal with this now. But if I get, like, a text, like, off the cuff, like, for no reason, and then there's no comment, it's like, no, I'll talk to you on YouTube about this. If you want to give me shit and you're my mate, comment on YouTube and I might respond, I might not respond, whatever, but don't WhatsApp me, like, saying, oh mate, you come across quite arrogant sometimes and stuff. Like, what the fuck are you on about? Like, like, put that on, do you know what I mean? I've put this out, I'm putting this out into the world. I know it's not going to the world, but I just mean, like, I'm putting it out for anybody and everybody to see, and then you're texting me privately, but that's not how this works. You have to then respond to me publicly and let the public decide. Do you know what I mean? That's the only one that actually gets to me, Martin Cook. So if you ever did want to wind me up, you need to get my phone number and then drop me a text, but I just won't respond to text or ever again, because that one does That ain't how it works. Do you agree with me there, though? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, that's not... I don't want to be driving somewhere or at work and then look at my phone and I've got a text off my mate saying, like, mate, I disagree with everything you just said in that video. You're a bit of a dickhead. Like, you come across a bit arrogant or whatever. I'm like, that ain't how this works. Put it on the video and then when I'm ready, I'll address it and go, yeah, well, you're a dick slap, mate. Or whatever, for everybody else to see. But you want to have a private conversation about something I've said in public, and you should be responding to me publicly. Do you know what I mean? It's like a weird, that's like a weird thing built in my head there. But yeah, we could have players that played too many times for England as well. Yeah, you've got to have the too many at the end of that, without a doubt. Or you could have the too many and not enough combined. David Seaman gets in there for me, MVG. My man, Nigel Martin all day. It was a big boy, wasn't it, to be fair, SST. Should have played more 11 would have been Latiz, Rod Marsh, Osgood, possibly in right foul. That's what I mean. But they were in hard time. They were in a tough time, weren't they? Zola want right-footed, worry. Robbie Fowler at his peak should have played more, arguably turning the ego when Pierce hit a poor spell. Yeah, they sort of stuck by players a little bit, didn't they, at that point, Gomez? I honestly thought Zola were left-footed, to be fair, but... yeah, he was. He was right-footed. I always thought Zola were left-footed. Maybe it's just how he looked. Kevin Phillips, unbelievable, Brett, and you'll know that firsthand, won't you, mate? We talk about Kevin Phillips quite a lot on here, mate. Paul points at Villa. Luke wants it. He wants a second chance. Points at Villa. All three, baby. All three, baby. One. Don't click. None. Just to put a spanner in it works. So there's two nons. Two nons. That's very close, isn't it? There you go. Good shout for the should have played more. Nigel Martin's in for it should have played more for me. I played rugby with Peter Squires of England British Lions and Yorkshire Cricket. Fantastic all-rounder. He was like a big leopard cat to play against Peter Squires. Gareth Barry also. Have we got him in the left footers, BMG? Got a ton of caps considering he was just an up and down midfielder, very similar Gruev actually. I mean, I would say, to be fair to Barry, BMG, he significantly better than Gruev, isn't he? Like, just you don't play that amount of games off it, for Man City for as long as he did and stuff. I mean, they were integral. How many Premier Leagues did Barry win? Maybe only one, to be fair, but it's definitely one. Yeah, only one, to be fair, but still, winning Premier League as a mainstay, I don't think Gruev does that. It's like Nigel de Jong always gets shit, and it's like he was so mint in them few years for Man City. I think we all sort of register Man City as the Guardiola years as well. Like the Mancini years, they were brilliant. Even Mark Hughes, when they were on the way up, they were mint. The Pellegrini years, they were mint. Do you know what I mean? They've been good for a long time now, haven't they? Vark used the Chelsea game to bed his experimental lineup for the cup match. He went, and you know it, Martin J. Cook. No fucking about it. We're like, we've got this. We've done Chelsea over. We need to get sorted for Birmingham at weekend. Baggio's mullet were left-sided SST. That'll do, mate. 20 goals in 40 games, been one per game. The piss tape for Anna. One of her many gaffes, I know. That's my guy. That's who I'm on about, MVG. I'm sure he didn't want to play. Colin Hendry did a great gaff. They crossed it to the back post, and it was on hand to nod it home. Yours truly, Alan Shearer. There's loads of gaffs in it, to be fair. And Buamo, yeah, he's very left-pegged. Pegged. Pegged's even worse. That's even worse, isn't it? Sosa, that's like him from Sosa's from Scarface, isn't he? King Clancy, I thought he were left-footed though, but were he particularly left-footed? I knew it was one or other. Mullet 11, Mickey Quinn, Waddle, Don Goodman, Brian Kinclair. Was it Brian Kincline who was at Coventry in the Prem? Crazy how good Coventry, not good they was in the Prem, but they sort of was, weren't they? They were like a pretty, not a big team in the Prem, but they were, well, they were a big team, weren't they? They had some good, I don't know. I think I just look back fondly at all that time, to be fair, but that German who spat at a Dutch player, Voller, he had an horrendous mullet. I thought he was bald. Rudy Voller. I thought he wanted bald. Rudy Voller. Who am I on about? Oh, that is a mullet and a half, to be fair. Fucking hell, he ain't playing any games, him, is he? Who am I on about? That big bald dude that used to play up top. He were called, like, Voller or something like that. I'm uploading this guy's mullet, by the way, boys, because it's, you know, it's a whopper of a dog, that, innit? Who's that big bald dude that I'm on about? It ain't that long ago, but it'll be a good 10 years ago, maybe. Big, horrible. They might not have even been horrible, but it were like Voller. It were like a word like Voller. Don't know if he came over to England. I don't even know if he played for Germany, to be fair. It's going to be hard to work out that. Probably hung in that tash of his. Oh, Mingy. The anti-troll no mod cool Leeds channel bonus. Appreciate you, Mingy. You're a fucking ledge, mate. And you know it. Here, Ming says legendary MVG. Appreciate you, boys. You fucking West Coast warlords. Roger Slicker. If we can get to the bald-headed dude that I'm on about, I'm sure he sounds somebody. Voller or... I played golf with an Arsenal fan who started taking the piss during the game when we were 3-0 up. Since then, I want Arsenal to fuck it up. Get up, BMG. Let's get stuck in there. They have not done it yet. And if their nads drop now, if their balls drop, although the balls drop mean they become a men, if their balls tighten up now, they are done long term. Them, they're never winning out. City do Gooners for the League Cup final and league, and then beat them in FA Cup final. Can you imagine 78 RPM, get treble? Everybody's on about fucking Arteta for quadruple, and then City fucking swoop up treble and go, see ya. Take it easy, Brett. Cheers, brother. Take care, man. Waddle had a mullet. Brian Robson had a perm for a while. Later days. They were the times. Brett getting the love he deserves. That Colombian gadget was what was list. Fucking hell, I don't know whether it's the beer there, Roger, but I can't read that, mate. I think Alan Brazil had a perm before he went bald. Yeah, he probably did, to be fair. The Liverpool team perm was big in the day. Yeah, it's crazy, really, because soon as, obviously, a big perm, it's like the hard man. Barry Venison, Newcastle invented the perm. I don't know if he invented the mullet. Or the perm. Brazil's perm with Wildman confirms. I think some toxicity on YouTube comes from the vibe of the host, e.g. I like Joe, but he used to be super combative if people disagreed with him. Voldemort can be like that. Yeah, fuck it. Maybe your friend was just trying to give you some friendly advice, Jack. It's possible. It's possible. Too many Carlton Palmer, yeah. I like Carlton Palmer, though. Craig Johnson on the mullet 11. Carlton Palmer, yes, he should have had 100 caps. He can play for both, can't he? Too many and not enough. You get what you give out. You reap what you sow, mate. There's too many sensitive content creators. They don't like criticism. They want to be surrounded by psychopaths. Roger Slicker. As I live and breathe. Kevin Phillips, in my opinion, was one of those players who was good at club, but not quite international class, a bit like Cotty. Tony Cotty. Banger. Go on, Roger. Get stuck in. Get your 10 set up. You've already got 2 different names. You'll be flying, mate. Yes, Luke. How are we getting on the forecast here? 60% still going on the draw, so we've not got the none. All 3, baby, only on 33%. Come on, Roger, get stuck in. I always kept Jack grounded. It was amusing our first time we met Jack. Must have thought I was a groupie. Groupies only travel on bus, though, don't they? And there's no bus. Although there's a bus going to game on Sunday, Roger, if you fancy a ticket. There is actually potentially a ticket going if anybody does want to come on bus on Sunday. I'm joking. Did you put your hand on his shoulder, Andy? That video, honestly, you boys. Dave Beeson. I'll have to have a look at that. Oh my God. How did it happen? I know, yes indeed, 78 RPM. I had to think about that poll for a while. I'm predicting a draw, but I've got a gut feeling Leeds are going to get a sneaky win. Yeets up. Roddy Voller. No, that's the Permy dude, isn't it? We'll never know. I'm going to fight. Oh my God, I think BMG's got him here. That seems to ring a bell because I remember that's why it stuck out to me. Because Yanker. Because that's the dude. Yes, German. Yes. This is the dude. That's crazy. Were he massive, or is that just because I were a kid? But I feel like he was massive, but it maybe wasn't massive. 6'4", yeah, I'm taking that as massive. BMG, that is fucking legendary that you've got that. That's crazy. I wouldn't have got to that. Fucking Yanker, sorry. Carson Yanker. Crazy. Where did he go? Where did he come from? Where did he go? It must have just been in World Cups then, because he only played abroad. I thought he came over for a little bit, but it must just be World Cups or something. Yeah, he played 33 times in between 1998 and 2002 for Germany. 10 goals. Crazy. What a shout, BMG. Huckabee. I know, and then we ended up signing him, didn't we? How can I pull it though, Ming? Just between them two. We've gone for the point there, Luke, by the way, so you're in, mate. Slicker. What's your name? Roger. Slicker. Andy. The Slickmeister. The Slickmeister General. I think I know how that's going to go. Yanker scored first for Germany against us and got all cocky before we stuck 5 past them. Oh, is that right, BMG? Yeah, when Owen and that, and I think Esky scored that day, did he? Oh, we beat them in 5. I forgot we were even in cup, mate. Put Arsenal to bed and then we go get the fucking spoils. You know it, MVG, and you know it, mate. MVG. BMG's knocked it out of the park, so he knew exactly what I'm about. It's crazy. Carlos Valderrama. Fucking hell, would that be classed as a... I'm trying to keep screenshots out of my things. I don't know if you've noticed, lads, over weeks. We're going to have to do like an evening of, we'll have to do like a season's review of screenshots that I've taken. But what does that class as? Done it again. That. I mean, that's just a wonderful head of hair, though, isn't it? A Gcse. Golf Mad ex-Man U and Leeds player had a tasty left foot. Fergie wanted him out. Originally from Torquay. Hey? I do my best. Reen Higueta. Fucking hell, these guys look dangerous though, don't they? These fellas. Fucking hell, he don't look good on his Wikipedia page though, boys. It looks like he's taking a real turn. Like, shout out to Higueta, but he might need some help. It'd be the best channel on YouTube. Let's have it right. Best of it. I don't think that'll be happening again, will it, Ming? Mo Johnson, Paul Mariner, the Mullet 11. Are you going to do a pre-record dedicated to the Fantasy 11s, Jack? And if so, how are you going to structure it? Yes, indeed, I am, BMG. I assure you. I'm gonna do like on the pitch thing of the 11s that we've picked, and then the near misses, and then I'm gonna say how much the players were worth at the time, possibly, or what we reckon they'd be worth, and that's where then the comments would come in. But we'll have to stipulate that it was all defined on the thunderclap, as AO calls it. They've smashed a like for us, boys, as well, by the way. 49 likes. I forgot to keep pushing the likes today, so the likes aren't as high as they once would be. Enjoy it. 78 RPM. You've earned it, mate. You've earned it, lad. Enjoy it, big man. It's a wonderful time. It's a wonderful time to be alive. It always is. That might have been also why I remember him, to be fair. He had a better career than I thought, even from just glancing at him there. He had a better career than I thought. I'm still surprised Zola went left-footed. Maybe it's just his name that makes me think he was sexy on the left foot. What are you saying? Have we got any takers for this potential ticket on Sunday or what? We know, Roger. We know, Roger. Look, if 10 men Brentford can go up against Villa, we can get 3 points. Luke ain't fucking about now. Lee Sharp, mint shout. Valderrama was a definite sideshow Bob, yeah. Could do a sideshow Bobby. There he is. I'm writing that one down because that is slightly different to the mullet, isn't it? Sideshow Bob. David Luiz comes straight to mind there. Yes. Hey, isn't it mad? Isn't it actually mad, dude? I'm not even joking how you can, like, scope it out. It's like they were the same character you knew. And, like, you guys, like, like, in the fucking, It's like Silver Steve when we thought Silver Steve might be that other guy. And we were like, are you Silver Steve? It's like, yeah, it's... And I'm not that guy, but it's like a community thing, innit? Where you're like... Or like in pub, you'd be like, are you Roger Slicker's brother? You go, well, yeah, I am actually. Like, I fucking knew you were. We all knew you were. I couldn't help myself, Roger Slicker. I could not help myself. It was on my. I was just bored on my phone, and it was just I was screen recording it. I don't even know why, to be fair. Oh, because I was screen recording Metch's interview where he talks proper mint about Leeds and stuff, and he just said, I've never been at a club like this, and I thought it really mint comment he was saying. And then I flicked down and it were Eni Aluko doing them horrendous shots from edge at box, and then I flicked down again and she was comparing herself to Rooney, and I thought, I'm gonna have to put it all in there. Crazy talk. Silverback. We'll get the clock watchers back in when the time is right, Roger Slicker. But he's called Silver Steve, isn't he? Yes, David Lynn. YouTube, appreciate you, brother. David Lynn, Batube. David, appreciate you, big man, appreciate you. The fake 11, mate. The David Luiz, that is my favourite one ever, though. And he like looks at camera, he's like rolling around and goes, and it's so mint. I used to like David Luiz. Proper fucking proper character in, wasn't he? And in a day where they're not allowed to be characters anymore. Did Colombian coach get shot after a game in Paul World Cup? I didn't think it was coach, but hadn't a few of them been shot before on coaches and that? It's a fucking mad thing. Longstaff's roomy, get up. How are we getting on with Paul there? The Slickmeister Generals won. 61%, 17 votes. Andy 17, Slicker 11, Roger 11. The Slickmeister General closes it. It's been confirmed. Escobar's coming in a lot here, but fucking hell, BMG. That takes a sinister twist. They'd be in Sideshow Bob 11, surely, though. It's not a mullet, is it? It's Sideshow Bob. The problem is that fucking dickhead, that Cucurella would have to be in there as well, wouldn't he? Oh my god. Hey, oh, you never fucking know, do you? Maybe we have dropped the ball there. Maybe he does turn into Silver Steve when he's had a couple of... what were them beers you bought me, Andy? Grand Reserva, my fucking favourite, mate. After a couple of Grand Reservas, I bet you thought, I'm fucking getting Silver Steve up in this bitch here. Dave the Rave, Mirthal, Tidefill, South Wales Valleys, Mara, mate. Get up. Dave the Rave, Mirthful, Tideful, South Wales Valleys, Mara, mate. Appreciate you, brother. I know I put the mate on the end there by accident, but... Nice handball before the second goal, mate, says Christian. The nice handball before the second goal, mate. Do you know how much of a fuck I care about that, Christian? If you are actually a Chelsea fan, I don't think you understand how much of a fuck I don't give about that handball. I could not give. I swear on my life, up until this moment, I haven't thought about that handball once. I've just been riding the wave, mate. Toasted Chelsea twice, basically. You're lucky to get a point off us, really, man, because I don't know if you remember, but we handed you your ass at Ellen Road, in that fortress. I know you spent God knows, £1 billion and that, and you're not quite getting there with it, but I'm sure in time you'll find a manager that's sort of like, I don't know, as composed, relaxed, and forward thinking as Farker is. But until then, I mean, you might try and poach him, but I think he's going to stay at like the big club rather than. And who wants to live round there, mate? Spenny and it's not even good. Spenny and it's shit. Not a GCSE on site. There's been a few that have had bus shot up. It's crazy. Didn't fucking Drogba or Adebayor or something that got. But like Ivory Coast bus got shot up or something, didn't it? Crazy. That guy scored an own goal, didn't he? And they got shot up as well. It's fucking horrendous. AO's not. He ain't messing about. Who's that French guy who played for Arsenal who looked a bit like Louise? Began with a G. Guendouzi. Yes, my lad. I couldn't give a fucking now. We're in the same boat, big man. We're in the same boat, brother. Handballs are given when they're given, aren't they? And if they're not given, it ain't handball. Simples. Ginola. Ginola. Are you on about the hairdo there? 'Cause I thought Ginola were right-footed, wasn't he? Playing from the left. Christian's taking it well, to be fair, I think. Well done, Christian. Christian appears to be calm. Christian might let me down in a minute, but we don't mind Christian. It's all the same. It's all fucking crap. Johnny Woodgate would have got assassinated after his Real Madrid debut. Yeah. It didn't go well for him, did it? And he gets sent off and then soon after got injured, didn't he? Woodgate, well of a player, though. I used to love Woodgate, to be fair. I love that team. But we're on our way back towards that now. Now that we've got Chelsea literally in our sights. But I'm blowing this turkey, boys. I'm so fucking tired. And I've got work in the morning and I'm working at night. And I'm working Saturday. Well, I'm off out Saturday night. Then I'm working Saturday night. Then I'm up at 5 in the morning. Probably getting about 3 in the morning. Sunday morning. To go to Birmingham. At 5 or something, we're off to Birmingham. Shall I vlog it or would fuck. I can remember the thumbnail. I can remember is it Richard? I feel like it's Richard that tried to wind me up with the last vlog. The vlog before last. And take the bait. It's J Cook. I'm pretty sure it's Richard J Cook, I think. But regardless, if you could, I'm vlogging it. Don't you worry about that, MVG. I'll try and get a bit of footage. I genuinely feel like a knobhead in the game. I just think everybody thinks. Maybe I'm too worried about what other people think, but I just think, oh, what you doing? Like, why you film? Like, why don't you just watch the game, man? Does everybody have to film everything? Can you not? It's like them people that go to pubs and vlog it. It's like, I'm off to the pub for a pint. I'm going to vlog it. It's like, wow. Just enjoy the game, says MVG. Thank you, MVG. I actually appreciate that. Because the views are horrendous, you know, for the vlogs. But I can't go chasing it. The only thing I would like to do is be a bit more ballsy and confident with the just chatting to people. And it's so frustrating because that lad ran up to me at Chelsea and my fucking microphone wasn't working. And we had like, a minute and a half conversation. Really genuinely like good conversation. Like, we're quite funny in that. Yes, MVG. Appreciate you, man. Pissed up talking to yourself outside is fine. Appreciate you, MVG. But yeah, I'd genuinely. Cheers, Ena. I'll try get chatting to some lads at half time or something. But I just don't like putting it like I always do it like I was like, because even with that video that lad ran over, it's only because he noticed me doing it and he came over to talk to me and it was quite funny. But I just feel like, I'm always like, just do this on sly. That's probably why I didn't check microphone working and that. And the fact I'd had about 12 pints, to be fair. But yeah, that's not why we're here. Appreciate you all, boys. I'm sure that's Welsh. I don't know what it means, but it says mucker in it. Appreciate you, David Lynn. Take it easy, brother. Mingy, shout out to Julian Airy and Mr. War Piglet for the super chat. 78 RPM. Nobody do it how he does it. Mingy, legendary MVG. Mr. Whitesnake's still in the building. Remarkable. Enar in the wings. Martin J. Cook. That's who. A mighty live. We'll move through the shade, but I hoped you'd find it funny or love, bro. I know, man. I know. You've been here long enough, Martin J. Cook. You're one of the day dotters. BMG in the building. Appreciate you, Arse Ripper. Good. I hope everything's all right as well, Arse Ripper, genuinely. Or as certainly as... I know it's not good, but... yeah, I just... Take care, big man. Look after you and... Look after yourself. Appreciate you, man. Just do it. Don't feel self-conscious about it. But I can't do stuff I feel self-conscious about, Luke. That's what I mean. But take it easy, Enar in the wing. 78 RPM. Appreciate every which one of you. Roger Slicker. Ming. My man Arse Ripper again. Shout out to Arse Ripper. That's a mental sentence, isn't it? Shout out to BMG for no reason at all, just because it's on the basis that we know why the reason that we shout out to BMG. Yeah, it's going to be like, oh, I've just given myself hiccups. Take it easy, boys. Bob and Mimi. Not had Bob and me. Not had Mimi rollerblade. Oh, fuck it. I'm going to have to go, boys. I've got horrendous hiccups. Take care, War Piglet. Appreciate you. Ayo. SST. You all know who you are at this point. Christy and the Chelsea fan. Appreciate you. Somewhat. Spreadsheet Evan. Right, I'm out, gang. Take it easy, everybody. If I've missed somebody, it was genuinely the hiccups. Take it easy, Luke. Appreciate you, brother. One more shout out to Arse Ripper. I hope everything's as well as it can be, mate. There's my man Christian, to be fair. He's a good lad. Take it easy.
I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna hear your promises. You do you, and I'll do me. That's just the way it is.
Boom.